Good day, travelers of Middle-earth. This is Gwaihir, and I am pleased to descend the heights of misty mountains to come to you with another video playthrough of The Lord of the Rings the card game by Fantasy Flight Games. In this video, we're going to continue our journey in the Road Darkens. After having defeated the Balrog in my last video, we're going to continue. Gandalf has sacrificed himself and come back to life, so we're going to continue with the same deck. You can check out that video on my YouTube channel, and you'll notice that I sacrificed Gandalf and brought him back to life. So we're going to use him in this quest again, keep the same heroes. And we also have accumulated some burdens and boons along the way. I put 2 boons in my deck, Glamdring and Anduril. And as far as burdens goes, at the end of the last quest, we had to choose 2 burdens from that quest. And I chose Overcome by Grief, so I'll put that in the staging area, and Shadow of Fear, which I'll shuffle into the encounter deck. In this quest, it's called The Breaking of the Fellowship. And the campaign card reads, you are playing campaign mode. Setup. Starting with the first player, each player chooses one of the following boon cards: the Phial of Galadriel, 3 golden hairs, Lorien rope, or leaf wrap limbus, and attaches it to a hero he controls. The chosen boon cards have been earned by the players. Shuffle, followed by Night and Ill Fate into the encounter deck. Okay, those are the 2 burdens right here, and so we'll shuffle both of these into the encounter deck. So this is the point in the Fellowship of the Ring where he escaped Moria. Gandalf has died in the books. Of course, we have him here today. And then you visit Galadriel in the Golden Forest. And so we're going to choose one of her boons as we get sent along the Anduin River. And I think one of the best ones to choose is 3 golden hairs. This allows you to draw 3 cards, each player, and lower each player's threat by 3. So we'll put that on Gandalf, because him and Galadriel were real tight. We'll set these other boons aside out of play. And so we'll begin with our opening hand. This is my Gandalf deck. I'll put the deck list in my blog again. You can check that out. But basically it uses the new Gandalf hero to cheat allies in play with Elrond and his ring, knowing the top card of our deck always. And so it's pretty powerful, and I hope to breeze through this quest as I've done the other ones. So we'll see our opening hand. We have Vilya. That's always a good thing. See the top card of our deck, Gandalf's staff. So I think we'll go ahead and keep this hand. So let's go right off to the Great River. Quest card 1A. Having barely escaped Moria, the company of the Ring flees into the forest of Lorien, where they are welcomed by the elves of the Golden Wood and supplied with boats and other gifts by their lord and lady, Celeborn and Galadriel. Then, after a brief rest, they set out upon the river Anduin. Setup. Set Frodo's Choice, Seat of Seeing, and Path of Galen aside out of play. Add the Agnaroth and Sangabir to the staging area. Okay, you'll notice we already did that. We have our burden objective here. So as soon as the character is destroyed, we have to attach this to a hero, and the hero cannot ready until the end of the round. That was earned in the last quest. And here are the locations that we put in the staging area, the Agnaroth and the Sam Gabir. We're going to have to explore this in order to explore this, so we can successfully pass quest stage 1A. And the other 3 are up here out of play. So 1B, the Great River, has 12 quest points, and it says, so the company went along their way, down the wide hurrying waters, borne ever southwards. Bare woods stalked along either bank, and they could not see any glimpse of the lands behind. The Fellowship of the Ring. Enemies get +2 defense and cannot be engaged. Skip the encounter phase. The players cannot advance while the Agnaroth is in play. So we're going to want to pass this. Enemies are going to be piling up here, and some of them with archery, attacking our heroes. And so it's very similar to the journey along the Anduin. If you remember that quest, the second stage, with the enemies, you cannot engage them, and they're up here. So very similar mechanic in that respect, although this is a lot more difficult. Enemies get +2 defense, and cannot be engaged. And they have archery now. And so with that, we will begin our quest. So we'll begin round 1 with the resource phase. Add a resource to all our heroes. Our starting threat is at 32. Again, it's pretty high, but I usually can get down into the 20s by the end of the game. And we'll draw our first card, Gandalf's Staff. Nice. Okay, we want to get that ring on as soon as possible. Nothing good to play on top of our deck right now. So we will play Gandalf's Staff. One from Frodo and one from Gandalf. And let's exhaust Gandalf's Staff to we need some questing power. So let's draw a card, see what we can get here. Vassal of the Wind Lord. Okay, we'll use Gandalf's ability to play the top card of our deck during the planning phase. One from Elrond to play Vassal of the Wind Lord. Use Descendant of Thorndor. Okay. And so now we will enter the quest phase. So we'll commit characters to the quest. We'll send Elrond for 3, Frodo for 2. So cannot engage enemies, so no sense in not sending everyone. So we got 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Raise our threat by 1 for Glorfindel. Okay, 11. And our encounter card is Growing Threat, Peril. When revealed, either move one enemy engaged with you to the first player's staging area, or Growing Threat gains Doom 2 and Surge. So that is going to Surge. About 35, and Surge is to River Anduin. While River Anduin is in the staging area, it gains Force. At the end of the travel phase, each player at this stage raises his threat by 1. Then River Anduin moves to the staging area to the left. Okay, so we're going to have to increase our threat by an extra 1. So lots of locations. And so we committed 11, and we're up against 5. X is the number of players at the game. 5, 6. So 11 minus 6 is 5. 5 goes here. And now we will travel. Let's travel to the River Anduin. Get that out of the staging area. So we don't have to raise our threat. And now we ready everyone. Refresh phase, raise our threat by 1. We're already at 36. And now add a resource and start the next round. 1, 2, 3. Draw a card. Okay, there's our Light of Valinor. That's what we're going to need. So lots of eagles in our hand. We need the Wizard's Staff to be able to play them. But first, let's play with the top card of our deck. Gandalf's ability, play Light of Valinor on Glorfindel. One from him. Gildor. Now we're cooking. So we'll play Vilya on Elrond. 2 resources. And we will play one from Frodo and one from Gandalf. Exhaust Elrond and Vilya to play Gildor. free. And then we will exhaust Gandalf's staff, put a resource on Elrond. I'll pay for that one to play Warden of Healing. Okay, now we'll enter the quest phase. So we'll send 3 from Glorfindel, 3 from Gandalf, 2 from Frodo, 1 from Warden of Healing, and 3 from Gildor. So we got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12. And here we are. Uruk-hai Archer, Peril, Toughness, Archery. It's going to be Archery 1. And when revealed, discard an ally you control. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. So we'll get rid of the Wind Lord, Vassal of the Wind Lord. And these have a new keyword, Toughness 1. That means whenever we place damage on here, it gets reduced by 1. So they're a lot harder to kill. So we sent 12. And when a character is destroyed, okay, he was discarded, he was not destroyed. So Overcome by Grief does not trigger. And so we got 12, and we're up against 1, 2, 5. So 5 goes here, and 2 goes on here. So we have 7 now. And for travel, we will travel to San Gwaihir. And we skip the encounter phase. Enemies cannot be engaged, and he has +2 hit defense. And he does have archery, Archery 1. So we need to place a damage on somebody. So let's place 1 damage on place it on Glorfindel. Okay. Nothing else to do, so we'll go to the refresh phase. Ready, everyone? And add a resource to everyone's resource pool. Start the next round. Have to raise our threat by 1. We're at 37 now. And before we draw a card, we're going to exhaust Gildor. So I should redo that so we know where we are. So before the end of the refresh phase, we're going to exhaust Gildor to look at the top 3 cards of your deck, switch one of those with 1 in your hand. And so we're going to switch it with, see, we're going to put, see, we want to get the Eagles of the Misty Mountain in play. Actually, we want to get a Descendant of Thorndor too. So we're going to switch, put Elrond's Council in our hand. Actually, we'll put Vilya in our hand. And we'll switch it with Descendant of Thorndor. And actually, we'll switch it with Eagles of the Misty Mountain. And we will play just like that. And so now we will enter the next round. And so we'll add a resource to everyone's resource pool and draw a card. Okay, we will exhaust Elrond and Vilya to play Eagles of the Misty Mountain for free. And then we will exhaust Gandalf's staff to place a resource on Elrond, so we can play Winged Guardian 2. And that is all for now. And so let's enter the quest phase. So we'll send 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we'll send 11. And what? A counter card. Oh, it's one of the burdens. Ill Fate. When revealed, attached to a hero you control, counts as a condition attachment. After a character you control is destroyed, raise your threat by 2. Okay, so we don't want that burden. And so we're going to exhaust the 1 ring and pay 1 resource from Frodo. You shuffle that back into the encounter deck. Try again. Alright. So redo. Look at that. Ill Fate. That's pretty funny. Out of all the cards in the deck, there's only 1 of them, and we draw it again. So now we have to attach it to a hero we control. And after a character is destroyed, raise your threat by 2. So that could be pretty nasty. So we'll put that on Frodo. No one has been destroyed yet. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, so we committed. That does not have Surge. Oh, it does have Surge. That's what I was thinking. Those burdens are bad. So Surge to Orcs of the White Hand. When revealed, remove all damage from each enemy at this stage. Each enemy at this stage gets +1 threat, 1 attack, and 1 defense until the end of the round. Okay, so no damage is removed, but he does get an extra threat. And so that's not too bad. We're up against 1, 2, 3. And we committed 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 minus 3 is 8. So 4 goes here. Oh, I'm going to hold Warden of Healing back. I forgot to read this card. When this is explored, deal 1 damage to each exhausted character. And so we'll hold back Warden of Healing, because we didn't need to send that much in retrospect. So forgive me for that mistake, because we're going to need him to heal everyone. And so really we sent 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we're up against 3. So 7, so 4 goes here, and 3 goes here. So we have 10 now. So every exhausted character deals 1 damage, so 1, 1, 1. One, 1. Okay. And so we skip the encounter phase still. And so we're going to travel to the Agnaroth. You need to play your card effects. X is the number of players in the game. And the players cannot travel here. Why? Okay, so we can travel here now. And so now we do archery damage. So we'll put 1 on Glorfindel. And exhaust Warden of Healing to remove 2 from Glorfindel. And 1 from Frodo. Him alive. And during the quest resolution, I was going to play Elrond's Council with Gandalf's effect. So I forgot to do that, so we'll play this during the quest phase, before the resolution. So that puts 1 more of progress on here, and it reduces our threat by 3, so we're at 34. That's why I left it there. Gandalf's ability allows you to play the top card of your deck once per phase. So that's during the different phase from the planning phase, so that's a legal move. Just forgot to trigger it. Trying to keep everything in This game's really difficult because you have to keep everything in mind here. So we'll reveal the next card there. And now we will enter the refresh phase. So we'll raise our threat by 1. And ready, everyone? And we will start the next round. Okay. So add a resource. And before well, we want to draw this one, so we'll draw that one. Okay. So we will exhaust Gildor to look at the top 3 cards. And switch one of those with a card in our hand. So it's going to be Descendant of Thorndor. So we'll take a Mirror. Okay, and then we'll exhaust Elrond and Vilya to play Descendant of Thorndor, and for free. And his effect triggers, so deal 2 damage on an enemy in the staging area. Toughness 1, so it reduces it to 1, so 1 will go on the Archer. And then we'll use Gandalf's ability to play Darren's Runes from the top of our deck. Draw 2 cards. And discard 1. We will discard Vilya. And now lots of choices here. I think we're going to advance to the next stage. So we want to be ready. In order to get ready, let us pay 1 for a vassal. All our eagles together. And then play 1 for a Mirror on Gandalf. And let's see here. And let's commit to the quest. And so, let's send Glorfindel for 3, Gandalf for 3, Frodo for 2, Eagles of the Misty Mountain for 2, and so he has 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That should be good. So we'll send 10. Counter card. Oh, it's our other burden. Doomed, 1, and Surge. Treat the printed text box of each character in play as blank until the end of the round. Okay, I don't want another burden. So we're going to pay 1 for Frodo, shuffle that back in, and hopefully not draw it again. Okay, got the deck. And let's see, the redo is a location. Slopes of Amon Hint. 3 threat, 3 questing points. Travel. A player at this staging area must engage an enemy in any staging area to travel here. Okay, so you got to engage to travel. Okay. So we have 4 here. And we sent 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we sent 10. Now we're up against 4. And we will play Elrond's Council to reduce our threat to 32. So 11 against 4, so that's 7. 2 goes here to the victory display. 5 goes here. We're already at 11, so all we need is 1 more. And so now we can advance to the next stage. And 2A, the company divided. The river has carried the company as far as it can, and the time has come for Frodo to choose which way to go. He asks for an hour to decide, but after he disappears, orcs are discovered prowling the woods, and the company scatters to find him. When revealed, remove the ring bearer and each card attached to it from the game, and treat the One Rings text box as blank while resolving this effect. Reduce each enemy's engagement cost to 0 until the end of the encounter phase. Skip the travel phase this round. Okay, bummer, can't travel. And so we got to remove the ring bearer, each card attached to it from the game. So bye-bye. I'm glad we put the burden on him. Now we don't have to raise our threat by 2 when a character is destroyed. So Frodo's up there. He's at 0, and we cannot travel. And 2B, it says forced. At the end of the refresh phase, shuffle Seat of Seeing and Frodo's Choice into the encounter discard pile. Then place the encounter discard pile on the bottom of the encounter deck. Starting with the first player, it's only 1, each player creates his own staging area and advances to a different stage 3A of his choice. In player order, each player moves 1 encounter card from this staging area to his. When there are no encounter cards left at this stage, discard it. So basically, if you're playing multiplayer, you'd be going to different stages. Solo, obviously, you only go to the 1 different stage. And so now we skip the travel phase. It would have been nice to travel this one. But nonetheless, engagement, encounter phase, he's at 0, so he's going to come play with us. And so he's down engaged. And at the beginning of the combat phase, he has archery 1, so we'll deal 1 archery to Gandalf. And then we'll exhaust Warden of Healing. Deal him a shadow card first. Exhaust Warden of Healing to heal 2 from Gandalf. And 1 from Elrond. Okay, so Uruk-hai Archer is attacking for 4. So let us defend with the Winged Guardian. Defensive 4. Shadow card, attacking enemy gets +1 attack. +2 instead if the defending player has fewer printed hit points than the attacking enemy. He does, so he's at 6. 6 minus 4. So Winged Guardian is destroyed. Eagles of the Misty Mountain will go under him to boost him up. And Overcome by Grief now triggers. Attach to a hero. Counts as a condition attachment with the text force. After a character you control is destroyed, exhaust attached hero. Until the end of the round, attached hero cannot ready. And so this is bad. And so who we're going to put it on? Let's see, we want to keep Vilya and Elrond going, so quest and attack. Let's see. I need 5 to count 6. So let's put it on Gandalf, actually. See what happens with that. Okay, and now to combat back. Attack with Glorfindel for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. So he'll take 7 hit points. Toughness 1, so he actually takes 6. So I don't need to attack with the Vassal. So I can just attack with Descendant of Thorndor and Gorfing. Now that's 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. He takes 4 hit points. He has 4 hit points, toughness 1, so he'll take 3 more. He already has 1 on him. And so he's destroyed. I don't need to lose my vassal. And so now we go to the refresh phase. So first we'll raise our threat by 1. And ready, everyone. Except Gandalf, he cannot ready. So overcome by grief. It just says until the end of the round, cast hero cannot ready, even if through card effects or anything like that. So should have used Gandalf's staff for that shadow card. Oh well. Okay, so now we ready Elrond as well. And see, before we advance, I'm actually going to play. I'm going to exhaust Elrond and Velia to play Faramir on the top of our deck for free. And since this is a new phase, I'm going to play the top card of my deck with Gandalf's ability to draw 2 cards for Naren's runes. And discard 1 card. So we're going to discard Hidden Cache. Okay, lots of threat reduction. That's good. Okay, and now at the end of the refresh phase, we will, starting with the first player, create your own staging area. So we get to choose any of these we want to go to. Because we have a location here, I think I'm going to go to the location one, which is so we're going to go to Searching the Woods. And this is going to come to our new staging area. And so Searching the Woods, it says 3A, Searching the Woods. Sam had dashed off, Merry and Pippin had followed, and were already disappearing westward into the trees by the shore, shouting, Frodo, Frodo! In their clear, high, hobbit voices, the Fellowship of the Ring. Forced, after stage 2B is discarded, just was. If the total threat of encounter cards in this staging area is less than 4, reveal 1 encounter card. Okay, unfortunately this is 3, so we have to reveal 1 encounter card. And it says Black Feathered Arrows. When revealed until the end of the round, add 1 to the archery total at this stage for each ally currently at this stage. Which is an excellent card to get, because archery is not going to trigger. We're at the refresh phase. Archery only triggers at the beginning of the combat phase. So that is an exciting one to find. Freebie. And so we'll flip this over to 3B, Searching the Woods. If Frodo's Choice is not in play at any time, the players Frodo's Choice, forgot to do all that. So at the end of the refresh phase, shuffle Seat of Scene and Frodo's Choice into the encounter discard pile. Then place the encounter discard pile on the bottom of the encounter deck. So what we had to do was put Frodo's Choice and Seat of Scene. So we're going to redo this. Hopefully it'll make it a little bit harder. So shuffle this up. So we're trying to find Frodo's Choice. And then you place this, the discard pile, with Frodo's Choice and Seat of Scene at the bottom of the encounter deck. And now we advance to the next stage. So we'll reveal the encounter card now. So we have Slopes of M on Hen, it's less than 4, so let's reveal the encounter card. And look at that, it's the same one that we got. So archery doesn't matter. That's a bummer. I was hoping for something a little more challenging there. So now this says, if Frodo's Choice is not in play anytime players would place progress on this quest, discard an equal number of cards from the encounter deck instead. After Frodo's choice is revealed at this stage, advance to stage 4A. In response, after you quest successfully, discard a non-unique location in any staging area. So basically, we're going to be questing through the encounter deck, discarding cards until we find Frodo's choice, advance to the last stage, and win the game. So that was the refresh phase. We already refreshed everyone. We used Elrond's ability. Gandalf cannot ready. And so now let's start the new round. So we're at 34. And we're going to draw a card and add a resource to everyone. Oh, there's Bilbo. So let's start things out by playing Bilbo from the top part of our deck. By paying 2 from Gandalf, using Gandalf's ability to pay for him. And after he enters play, search your deck for a pipe attachment and add it to your hand. Now that would be nice to get, but Unexpected Courage is right here. That could come in handy. But I already used Elrond Avelia, so let's just search for the pipe. And there it is. Shuffle our deck. Add this to our hand. And now we have lots that we can do here. Oh, there's Asphaleth. We can play the Stargazer. We can get a pipe going. I think I'm going to play some threat reduction, though. Let's play the Galadriel's Greetings. I got 3 on Glorfindel. Let's reduce our threat by 6. Now we're at 28. 4 below from when we started. And let's go ahead and play the Wizard Pipe on Gandalf. It's got lots of attachments now. And that will be all for now. So, let's actually ready Gandalf by discarding Miravor and add 1 resource to his resource pool. Okay, and now let's enter the quest phase. So let's send 3 from Glorfindel, and we'll send 2 from Bilbo, 3 from Gildor, let's send Gandalf, a Flame of Arnor in my hand to ready him if need be. So we got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we'll stay with 11 and look at the top part of the deck. Okay, it is another Uruk-hai Archer. So when revealed, discard an ally you control. So we will discard. Let's discard the Descendant of Thorndor. So he leaves play. He would do 2 to him in the staging area, but he has toughness 1, so we'll put 1 on him. So we sent 11. We'll exhaust Faramir to boost that up to add 1 willpower to Glorfindel, Gandalf, Bilbo. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So he adds an extra 4 willpower. So we go from 11 up to 15. So 15 minus 3, 4. So that means 11. And so we discard cards from the top of the deck. So these are discarded 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. None of those effects trigger. No Frodo's Choice yet. And whenever we quest successfully, we can discard a non-unique location in any staging area. So we're going to discard the Slopes of Amon Hen. He's at 44, we're at 28. We could engage him. He's attacking for 4. We don't need to engage him just yet. He's only at 1 threat, so let's just keep him there. And continue on. I could kill him. Yeah, let's kill him. That's some fun. Hurakai Archer. He has Archery 1. So we'll put 1 on Gildor. And he's attacking for 4. And so we will defend with Eagles of the Misty Mountains. He has 4 defense. No shadow card. So no damage is taken. And we will attack back with Vassal of the Windlord and Glorfindel for 6. 1 defense, that does 5. Toughness of 1, he'd do 4. So he is destroyed. Vassal of the Windlord is discarded. He's not destroyed. So Gandalf is able to ready at the end of the round. Okay, it's looking good here. Pretty simple, straightforward. So we will enter the refresh phase, raise our threat by 1, and refresh everyone. And draw a card and add a resource. Getting cash. I put that card in to go with Expert Treasure Hunter. It works really well, although I haven't been able to draw Expert Treasure Hunter yet. So, let's see. I never exhausted Gandalf's staff last round. That's alright. I'll exhaust it now. Place a resource on Glorfindel. Let's put Umladris Stargazer in. Exhaust her. Look at the top 5 cards. And there is Expert Treasure Hunter. So we're gonna do it like that. So first of all, we will exhaust Elrond and Vilya to play Arwen, Domil for free. Then we'll use Gandalf's ability to play Expert Treasure Hunter on Glorfindel, 0 cost. Then we'll pay 2 from Elrond to play Asphaleth on Glorfindel. Should put it on Arwen, according to Peter Jackson, because Arwen rides on Asphaleth. Still don't like that they changed that. But oh well, they're good movies. I enjoy them. And that is all. So now we will quest Arwen for 2. We'll give the defense boost to... Oh, I forgot to heal last turn too. This quest is so easy, I don't need to think about all these things. Let me heal first. 2 from Gildor and 1 from Eagles of the Misty Mountain. And so now we will quest. So we'll send Bilbo, send Gandalf, Glorfindel, Arwen, and we'll send Gildor as well. And we'll give the defense boost to Eagles of the Misty Mountain. Yeah. So we got 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And the encounter card. There we go. Nice bad guy. Urukai Captain. Toughness 2. Do not have attachments. Allies with fewer printed hit points than Urukai Captain cannot defend against Urukai Captain. Okay. So we sent 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Faramir will make that 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 18 versus 3. So 15 cards are discarded. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And lo and behold, the 15th one is Frodo's Choice. So Frodo's Choice, if discarded, reveal it instead. When revealed, take control of the first player token and the ring bearer, and each card attached to it. So we'll put Frodo over by his Uncle Bilbo. And attached to the ring bearer, for the rest of the game, you cannot lose control of the first player token. Well, I always have the first player token solo. And before we exit the quest phase, we quested successfully. So Expert Treasure Hunter says you name a card type and discard the top card of your deck. So I'm going to name Event, discard top card of my deck, Hidden Cache. When this card is discarded from your deck, add 2 resources to a hero you control. So we'll add 2 to Elrond, and because we named Event, we can take it into our hand from Expert Treasure Hunter. So yeah, not many people know that Expert Treasure Hunter discards the card regardless of whether or not you guess it right. So this triggers, and then you can put it into your hand. Then with Wizard Pipe, you can put it on top of the deck and recycle it every turn to get basically 2 free resources every turn. It's a Steward of Gondor. I don't like to play the Steward of Gondor in this deck because it makes it even more powerful, and then it frees up Steward for other players to play. So this is a fun alternative, Hidden Cache with Expert Treasure Hunter. Okay, so now that we have Frodo's Choice is revealed, we advance to stage 4A. Okay, I don't think anything else triggers. No. So we'll go to 4A. The ring bearer sets out. Now, Sam, said Frodo, don't hinder me. The others will be coming back at any minute. If they catch me here, I shall have to argue and explain. I shall never have the heart or the chance to get off. But I must go at once. It's the only way. Fellowship of the Ring. When revealed, add Parth Galen to the staging area. If it is your quest phase, end the phase, and do not resolve the quest. Okay, that doesn't pertain to us. So Parth Galen is in play. 2 threat, 4 points. Immune to player card effects. Travel, search the encounter deck and discard pile for an enemy and add to the staging area to travel here, and then shuffle the encounter deck. While this is in play, the players cannot win the game. So we got to travel there. And the ring bearer sets out 4B, 16 questing points, and during the quest phase, reveal 1 additional encounter card for each player in the game. So that means we'll be revealing 2. Response: after an enemy is revealed at this stage, raise your threat by X to engage that enemy. X is the enemy's threat. Each player at any stage may trigger this ability once per round. And when you defeat the stage, the player wins the game. So we have to explore this and get 16 points here. We win the game. Simple enough. So we end the quest phase. Now we go to the travel phase. So let's travel to Parth Galen. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for an enemy and add it to the staging area to travel here. Okay, that is the encounter deck. Nothing much in there. And so let's search for an enemy. Okay, we don't reveal it, we just add it to the staging area, so that's different. So let's reveal this guy, the Urukai Hunter. He has toughness 1, but his when revealed effect does not trigger, as this is simply says added, so stationary. Okay, this is the encounter. It's the discard pile. It's the deck, so we'll shuffle 3 cards in the deck. And now we go to the encounter phase. We're at 29, so we don't really need to engage any of these guys. But just for fun's sake, I think we should do it. So before we do, so the encounter phase, I'm going to pay 1 from Gandalf to play Dwarven Tomb on the top of my deck. Put a spirit card into my hand. So I think I'm going to put Elrond's Council into my hand. Reveal the top card of my deck. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Frodo and Bilbo should be exhausted, as they quest it. Okay. And now as we enter the encounter phase, let's see, who do we want to take? Let's take... Let's take this Uruk-hai Captain. Oh, actually, Uruk-hai Hunter is going to come down and play. He's at 28, we're at 29. So let's take him on. And deal him a shadow card. So he has 4 attack, will defend with the Eagles of the Misty Mountain. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 extra defense because of Arwen. So he's at 6 defense. Strong Eagles, no shadow card. And to attack back, we'll exhaust Glorfindel for 3. And we will play Flame of Arnor to pay 1 from Gandalf to discard Asphaleth from the top card of our deck to give him +2 attack and ready him. So he's at 5 alone. So he has enough to kill him. But look, Glorfindel. It only takes 4 to kill him, 5 with his toughness 1. So he is destroyed. And none of mine are destroyed. So no effect triggers. And so we will ready everyone up, enter the refresh phase. Let's put Bilbo down here. And raise our threat by 1, so we're at 30 now. And exhaust Arwen, or Enlarged Stargazer, to rearrange the top 5 cards of our deck. See, we want Test of Will, maybe an Eagle to play in. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe that. And so we will draw and add resources to everyone. Frodo's back, you can collect resources. And now basically, well, let's exhaust Wizard Pipe. Well, first let's exhaust Wizard Pipe to play Vassal into our hand and exchange it with Eagles of the Misty Mountain. And we'll exhaust Vilya and Elrond. To play Eagles of the Misty Mountain for free. Let's get more Eagles. And then we will play the Galadrim's Greetings. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Reduce our threat by 6, so we're down to 24 now. So this is getting insanely low for the heroes we're using. And that is all I'm going to do. So now we quest out. So we just got to make 20 here, and I think we win the game. So let's do Arwen. Oh, let's do this too. Exhaust Gandalf's staff to place a resource on Orphandel. That way we can play Mirror on Elrond and ready him during the quest phase now. So we'll ready him and give him +1 willpower. So he's questing for 4. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21. So let's do 21 and 22. Reduce our threat by 3. So we're at 22 willpower committed. Lots of willpower. Should be enough to win the game. We got our Test of Will, we got Frodo ready with a resource. And so let's see, reveal 1 additional encounter card for each player in the game. So we're going to reveal 2 cards. So encounter card number 1, the Seat of Seeing. So that allows us to remove a burden from the campaign pool if we explore it, which we probably won't have time for that. And the second one is Growing Threat. When revealed, either move 1 enemy engaged with you to the first player's staging area, or the Growing Threat gains Doom 2 and Surge. And so it's going to gain Doom 2, so we'll raise our threat by 2. And we have to shuffle the encounter deck now. So we're all out of cards. And it is during the quest phase, so we can shuffle that into there. It's only during the other phases, if there's no cards, you don't reshuffle the shadow cards and other things. Okay. So that card will surge into Uruk-hai Hunter. When revealed, either choose a player to reveal an encounter card, or Uruk-hai Hunter makes an immediate attack against you. So we'll pay 1 from Elrond to test a will of that. And the Ring Bearer sets out, it says, after an enemy is revealed at this stage, raise your threat by X to engage that enemy. X is the player's threat. So we're just going to engage him to increase our threat by 2, 25. That way it takes it away from the staging area. Kind of like Fatty Bulger's effect, although you engage the enemy. And now we count up the threat in the staging area. Let's exhaust Faramir to give us even more willpower. So that's going to add an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 extra willpower. So now we have a total of 30 willpower. And we're up against 4. And so 4 minus 30. 30 minus 4 is 26. 26. 4 goes on here. 26 minus 4 is 22. And the 22 goes on here. All we needed was 16. And when this stage is defeated, the players win the game. So there you have it. Yeah, it's a fun quest. With this Gandalf deck, it makes it real easy. Other decks, have a lot harder time trying to take care of all the enemies that pile up in the first stage. But yeah, I enjoyed the Road Darkens saga expansion. Really fun stuff going through the events of the book. I'll probably put this Gandalf deck to rest after this video. I just wanted to show you the power that you can really get with it. I never used the 3 golden hairs for a powerful boon. Better to save for harder quests. But yeah, I enjoyed showing you this Gandalf deck with the eagles. If you notice my threat, it's at 25. We started at 32. And so threats doesn't really matter when you have the Galadrim's Greetings, Elrond's Counsels, and you can play them for fairly cheap with this deck. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's been fun watching the campaign pool. Maybe I'll do a Nightmare next, and planning on making a different deck so you guys can watch different mechanics, and that way it'll give me more of a challenge too. So, hope you enjoyed this video, and may you fare well wherever you fare, till your Eries receive you at your journey's end.